Okay, so today we will be discussing about Dirac spin matrices. Okay, Dirac's spin matrices will be discussing today. So in the last class we already discussed about the different covariant forms of Dirac relativistic equation, and the Dirac relativistic equation has been discussed in our last lecture. In this lecture we will be discussing about Dirac spin matrices. So before going to that, we need to know basic some properties of Dirac equation and Dirac quantities. We know that there are three quantities as introduced by Dirac, that is alpha, beta, gamma. So we just want to know what is the properties of that. So Dirac Hamiltonian, as we see, Dirac Hamiltonian should be an Hermitian matrix. Okay, Hermitian. Already we know what is Hermitian dot. Okay, it should be an Hermitian matrix, and in that case we know that, so if Dirac Hamiltonian should be an Hermitian, then alpha, mu, beta, then gamma, mu should be Hermitian. Okay, then only we will get that Dirac Hamiltonian as Hermitian. Second one is that the eigen value corresponding to this matrix should be is equal to plus or minus 1. Okay, so the eigen values corresponding to Dirac matrix should be plus or minus 1. So the third one is that if you have a gamma mu and a gamma mu, which should be equal to minus gamma mu. That means this is anti-commutative. Okay, anti-commutative. Okay, so the fourth one we can say that the trace of gamma mu will be equal to 0. So how do we represent the trace of gamma mu will be equal to 0? To represent it in that form, we'll just start with the case of anti-commutating rule. So where we have gamma mu into gamma nu will be equal to gamma nu into gamma mu not equal to minus, right? So if you multiply this equation with the gamma nu, okay, then it will give rise to gamma nu into gamma nu, which is equal to minus gamma mu. So don't be confused, just try to understand what I was trying to say. Instead of mu b, you can put a b as well. Then the trace will be off. So the trace of these matrices can be represented in terms of which is equal to, maybe sometimes you may look both gamma and nu will be similar, but try to understand what we are trying to do here. Okay, so I'll just put like this. So the trace will be like this, and also we have here we have to understand one thing is that nu square will be equal to 1, gamma nu square will be equal to 1. That is, trace of AB should be equal to trace of BA in that time. Okay, with keeping that in mind, so we can say that gamma mu will be equal to, okay, so here we can say that there is two quantities are there, right? So gamma nu square is there, gamma nu square will be equal to 1, and this we have that on the left hand side we have trace of gamma mu will be equal to minus trace of gamma nu. So okay, gamma nu. Okay, from that we can say that gamma mu will be equal to minus TR, that is trace. Okay, So with that we can say that this equation can be represented at this form. That means if you just take the trace of or the trace of gamma mu will be equal to, so this will take trace of 2 gamma mu which is equal to 0. Okay, so this is how we get the trace of that equation matrix will be equal to 0. And the fourth one, we already have one thing, is that from the fourth equation we already know that from trace of gamma mu will be equal to 0. So from that we can identify that the eigenvalues will be, for that case the eigenvalues will be plus or minus 1. Also, so the gamma mu, always the matrix will be a 2 by 2 matrix, or it will take the even matrix, 2, 4, 6 even matrix will be coming. Let's take that, and finally you will be try to understand that it does not follow a 2 by 2 matrix. Instead you will be getting a 4 by 2 matrix which is corresponding to gamma mu. So gamma mu will be always a 4 by 4 matrix, it should not be a 2 by 2 matrix. So from this we understood that the eigenvalue will be plus or minus 1, and also we understand that it will be always a 2 by 2, 4 by 2 or 6 by 2 matrix, and that later we are able to confirm that, so it will be only a 4 by 2 matrix, and the gamma 4 will be equal to beta, so which is a diagonal matrix. Okay, so for beta we will be having only diagonal matrix. So with that we will just able to get the matrix corresponding to each one. So the fifth one will be, we can take it as, if we have alpha x is equal to 0, 1, 0, sigma y equal to 0 minus I 0, sigma z is equal to 1, 0, 0 minus 1, and square is equal to sigma y square is equal to sigma z square, which is equal to 1. So this is a case for poly spin matrix. So actually here I represent the poly spin matrices. So the Dirac matrices can be represented in terms of poly matrices, since we already know that for a case of gamma 4 which is equal to beta, the matrix will be in the form 1, 0, 0, 1. So it's a 4 by 4 matrix, right? So we have value here. Okay, the next one is the next line, we will have minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1. So like this form we will have a different matrices in this case. Okay, so by considering this we can say that the matrices will have the form, we can represent these matrices in simply like I 0 I 0 I. Okay, so it's a unity matrix we will have, unitary matrix will be on one side. So 0 represent the, it's not simply a number of 0, it's a null matrix. Okay, it's not 0, it's a null matrix. And one thing we able to understand that, so it's a simple representation, we just simply represented gamma 4 should be always a 4 by 4 matrix. So if it is a 4 by 4 matrix, so it should be represented like this. Okay, so this is not the exactly the beta, so that we will represent it later. So how the beta looks like. So if it is this matrix, we can simplify in terms of a 2 by 2 matrix. So I 0, 0, I, where I is the unitary matrix and 0 representing the null matrix, not a single 0, it's a null matrix. So we have alpha k. So in this case alpha k can be represented 0 sigma k 0. Okay, then gamma k will be equal to 0 minus I sigma k I sigma k 0. So as we know, for beta we know that where k value, here I just represented k, it can be either gamma mu, okay, or gamma k, both are equal only, where mu or k or k will be equal to 1, 2, 3, like it varies, okay. So alpha 1 will give you the, or alpha x, or sometimes you can represent mu can be x, y, z, like t. So it can vary like that as well. So alpha x, alpha y, alpha z can be represented in that term. So if you just simply represent here, alpha 1 will be, then you will have 0, sigma 1, sigma 1, 0. That means the first matrix corresponding to the first Pauli spin matrix. Then alpha 2 or alpha x, okay, I'll just represent like this, alpha y, okay. So this will be 0, sigma 2, 0. Then alpha 3 or alpha z, which is equal to 0, sigma 3, 0. Then gamma 4 means what is, that is beta, right? So we'll represent it like this. So 0 minus I sigma 4, okay, I sigma 4, then 0. So we'll have these forms corresponding to that, okay. So where sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 are the Pauli spin matrices, so which actually act as a 2 by 2 matrix placed here. Here were 0 representing a 0, 0, 0, 0, 2 by 2 matrix is a null matrix, okay. So it's not a simply 0, it's a null matrix, okay. Null matrix ആണ്. So null matrix means എന്താണ്, if it is null matrix, then we have to represent it as 0, 0, 0. So you have to substitute 0, 0, 0 here, and sigma 2 as like this form, okay. So this is how it looks for the different cases of a Dirac spin matrices, and these matrices are called Dirac spin matrix, okay. Dirac spin matrices, okay. For we already know that we have a 4 by 4 matrix, then the Dirac wave function should be, okay, Dirac wave function should have 4 values, right? So we have a column matrix corresponding to that, so which has a 4 wave function in terms. 4 wave function means we have wave function should have psi of rt as psi of rt. In this case, since we have a 4 by 4 matrix, we should have a 4 column matrix, psi 2, psi 3, then psi 4. And if you take psi star of rt, then it will be take the form psi 1 star, psi 2 star, psi 3 star, then psi 4 star, okay. The importance of Dirac matrices is that it can be used in the cases of where energy is getting energy is getting negative energy state. Actually there is no negative energy state, but in terms, if you consider the negative energy state, in order to avoid that, Dirac formulation or Dirac relativistic equation is more useful in relativistic quantum mechanics, and much detail about Dirac matrices and all we'll be discussing on the next lectures. So for this time I'll leave. Thank you.